Hello everyone, welcome you all to this new video. So in my previous video, I had discussed with some of the important Verilog operators under module 4, which are very important, starting from logical operators. Then we have seen the relational operators, arithmetic operators, and shift and rotate operators. Okay, with one example, we have tried to analyze all those four operators. Those are very important, guys. If you understand them, you could be easily scoring marks. Okay, so those who have not watched it, please go and watch it. So in this video, we are going to be discussing with the Verilog data types. So here in the category of data types, we are having different types of data in Verilog, which are very important to you guys to know. In order to have a representation or the identification between inputs and outputs of a particular Verilog code. Okay, so that's why these data types are very important. So let us see them one by one. The data or operands used in the language must have several types to match the need for the describing hardware. Okay, so these are the different data types which are used under Verilog. So the first data types are called as nets. Then we have registers, then vectors, integer, real, parameters, and array. So these are the basic Verilog data types. So one by one we are discussing with all the data types starting from nets here. So what do you mean by nets? These are declared by the predefined word wire. So the wire is the predefined word which is used to represent the nets in order to be having the difference between the test bench code and the Verilog code. So what do you mean by Verilog and test bench code? Verilog code is the basic code which is used for the general representation of inputs and outputs of a particular logic. But the test bench code is the working between that Verilog code which happens in internally. Okay, so that's why the internal code is very important for the function to be working in the Verilog portal, right? So that's why the test bench codes are very essential. In that test bench codes we are declaring these nets here. Okay, so for that declaration of nets we need one predefined word, so that word is called as wire. So the nets values are changed continuously by the circuits that are driving them. A wire represents a physical wire in a circuit which is used to connect gates or modules. So the if you see the word wire itself, it could be a physical wire which is used for the internal setup or internal connection which is happening place in the logic connection, right? So that's why it is called as a wire. The value of a wire can be read but not assigned to in a function or block. So the Verilog supports four values for nets. So these are the four values which the Verilog supports under nets. So the four values are, one is 0, 1, x and z. Okay. So these are the four values, 0, 1, x and z. It indicates that this 0 indicates that it is logic 0 or it is false. So in the register it is logic 0, it is stored as logic 0. Then for 1 it is logic 1 or it is true. In the register it is stored as logic 1. X indicates that it is unknown. Unknown in the sense it would be either 0 or 1. It is unknown. It cannot be predicted. Next is Z. Z indicates that it is a high impedance value which is not suitable for that circuit, and it could be taking the excess amount of data. Okay, so that's why it is called as Z. So for example, we are having one example they have given here. You see here, example, wire sum. So in this double slash, that is the statement. This statement declares a net by the name sum. Okay. So wire sum, the name of the uh, statement, or it declares the net by the name sum. Okay. So this is the net which is used to indicate, and this is the name of that net. So that is, you see here, wire S1 is equal to 1 dash B0. It indicates that it is a 1 bit operation. This statement declares a net by the name S1. It is the initial value of 1 bit with value 0. Okay, it is an initial 1 bit value and the value of that bit is 0. Okay, yeah. So here now, what do you mean by registers? Registers store values until they are updated. Okay, so that is, these are basically the storage elements where the bit values are getting stored before operation and after operation. Okay, so they are data storage elements declared by the predefined word reg. Verilog supports four values for register as shown in the above table. Example, register sum underscore total. It declares a register by the name sum total. Okay, so this is the name of the register sum total, and it is used to store the value before and after they are updated. Okay, so basically they are data storage elements. Next we are having vectors. What do you mean by vectors? Let us see now. These are multiple bits. A register or net cannot be declared as a vector. Vectors are declared by brackets. So the brackets are basically used to store multiple bits. Okay, for example, if you want to store 4-bit number all together at a time simultaneously, we use the vectors because it is used to represent multiple bits at a time. Okay, so that's why these vectors are used. You see here how they are used. Example wire, and this brackets after that 3 is to 0 is to 0, or it means that it is basically 3 down to 0, that is 3210. Totally there are 4 bits used here. Okay, for 4 bits we used 3 down to 0, for 3 bits it is 2 down to 0, and it goes on like that. Okay, so these are the vectors. Next is integer. So this is one example here for vector. Next is integer. Integer, it is declared by the predefined word integer. Integers are general purpose variables. For synthesis, they are used to mainly loops, indices, or parameters and constants under one particular parameter. Okay. For example, integer no bits. The above statement declares no bits as an integer. So this is the name of that integer. Next is real. Real is a floating point number and they are declared by the predefined word real. Examples of real are 2.4, 56.3, 5e12, like that. Okay, so these are the floating point number which has the decimal values. Okay, so that's why they are called as real. Then next is parameter. It represents global constants declared by the predefined word parameter. Okay, so these are the global constants because in each of the following code we are having some of the global variables, right? So in this Verilog programming we use these global constants, so that is xgty, xlty, which is used as parameters under the Verilog programming. Okay, next is array. There is no predefined word array in the Verilog programming. Registers and integers can be used as arrays altogether. Okay, if you want to be using the registers and integers simultaneously, it should be formed together as a formation of one particular Verilog array. Okay, so these are the data types which I wanted to discuss under Verilog. Hope it is clear. So please note it down, guys. These data types are very important. Okay, in the upcoming video, we'll see with the one important description of Verilog. Totally, there are three types of description. In this module, they have only kept the Verilog data flow description. Okay, that we are going to see in the upcoming video. So stay tuned and watch till the end. Okay. So if you are not yet subscribed our channel yet, please subscribe it. Okay. So yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you.